What's going on? What's going on, Facebook family? How's everyone doing today on this terrific Tuesday? On this Real Talk Tuesday? On this day granted to you by your higher power? I'm going to give it some time, give some people a chance to chime on in. Once again, just coming through to share some information. I know it's been a while. Pardon me. Been been enjoying life just a little bit too much. Been having some great times and some great conversations with family, friends, co-workers. Sending my love and respects to my Philly family for the passing of my great uncle, Pastor Willie Earl Wack. To my Philly family, I love y'all. I miss y'all. I know it was a great service. The pictures were great. To my cousin Yanis, thank you for sharing all the pictures and videos. Great video for Uncle, and truly appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I miss y'all. To everyone that's chiming on in, if you see a wave in the middle of your screen, do understand that is actually me acknowledging the fact that I appreciate you joining me on this segment with Shot today on this Real Talk Tuesday. And I know y'all looking at the title like, man, what is this dude about to talk about right now? Just give a couple of shout outs to everyone that's chiming in. To Miss Latasha Smith, good afternoon to you. I hope everything is going well for you and your business down there in the 504. My sister in success, Miss Angie Woods, good afternoon to you. Monique Baker, good afternoon to you. Miss Lydia Watson, good afternoon to you. Congratulations on your nuptials. Hope you and the hubby are enjoying the days together and have a life-filled relationship of love and happiness. Once again, congratulations to you and Mr. Watson. I'm going to give it some more time for people to chime in. My sister Success, Tawana McDaniel, good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining me. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I know it's been a while. I apologize, but business is picking up. This is the busiest time of the year. And to all my business partners out there, continued success. I know that you're booking tons of travel. I know that 2020 is going to be a prosperous year for each and every one of us inside this amazing opportunity and organization. So once again, continued success. Hope everyone is doing well. Depending on which part of the hemisphere you're in, please stay warm. I went to work yesterday afternoon. It was about 80 degrees driving into work, and got off of work at 5 o'clock this morning. It was like 42 degrees. So that's going to show you why I made this title for this topic. Don't wait to get punched to fight back. And a lot of us actually go through life as such, waiting to get hit before we decide to fight back. And I'm gonna just touch on a few things that I've experienced, that I've been through in my life. You know what I'm saying? It's a life lesson. And once again, I want to give a full disclaimer. No, I'm not a motivational speaker. I always say that, and I always get inbox later on talking about, why do you always say that? People are listening to you, so on and so forth. That's understood. I'm honored. I'm thankful. There's an attitude of gratitude for everyone that reaches out to me. But no, I am not a motivational speaker. Nothing that I speak upon, I've done research on. So there's no scientific study behind it. Once again, this is just my life experiences, what I've seen, what I've been through. A great poet by the name of Sean Carter, a lot of people know him as Jay-Z, always say, you can't talk about it if you ain't do it. And there's a lot of things in life that I've experienced firsthand that I can share and bring forth, and I hope it brings value to some people. So my title, stop waiting to get punched before you fight. And I know it seems like an oxymoron type title, but it makes sense if you take the time to think about it. One of the greatest, what I consider one of the greatest boxers of all time, Mike Tyson always stated, or once stated, that, everyone has a game plan until you get punched in the mouth. Meaning you can go through the training, you can, get with your trainers, you can study film, you can study, video and other people's techniques. To my business partner, Sister Success, Miss Christina Jones, good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining me. You know, you can study film, you can study video, you can study techniques, but nothing comes across more apparent and more timing than your skills against that next person. And once again, everyone has a game plan until you get punched in your mouth. And like my title says, you know what I'm saying? Don't wait to get punched to fight. A lot of us go through life fighting different things, even starting at, a young age, whether you believe it or not, in daycare, in nursery, kids are going to fight and vie for attention in different ways. One child may start crying, which kicks off a chain reaction of babies that start crying. And anyone that has children knows and understands that, only thing it takes is for one noise to kick off, an orchestra of kids crying. It's not the prettiest thing in the world. It's not the most joyous sound to hear, but it's letting you know that, hey, baby number one over here wants attention. Hey, baby number two octaves is going just a little bit higher. Hey, baby number three has started crying to the point where you ever have that cry to where nothing comes out and there's a long pause of silence and then it kicks back up again. Even at a young age, kids are fighting. Then when you get to nursery school, kids are going to fight over toys. And, everything is mine, mine, mine. Notice I said mine without the S. Ladies and gentlemen, damn it, you add an S to mines and it's already, in a plural sense, it burns me when I see that. But let me get back to what I was talking about. Kids are going to use that word mine because that's how they identify with stuff. They're being territorial. They're fighting or jockeying for position. And as you get older, you are always fighting something. Something is going to intrigue you that's going to have you fight through difficulties and obstacles just to see if that's what you truly want. Miss Angela Brown, good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining me. When you get older, you're going to fight for things to see if that's what you truly want. You may decide that you want to go out for, your school sports team, whether it's baseball, football, basketball. But guess what? You're fighting or jockeying for a position against everybody else. So in actuality, you're sizing everybody else up. But even at a young age, your mentality is, I'm fighting just to have fun. This is going to be an extracurricular activity that I can do outside of school, to, make me a better person, bring forth, friends, or I'm doing it because my friends decided to do it as well. To my sister Success, my wonderful business partner, lifelong friend, Miss Sandra Rogers, good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining me. And then as you progress in life, you start to fight different things on different levels. And whether it's good or bad determines how well you're going to fight. But yet a lot of people go through life not knowing what to fight for or have ambition in life to fight until they get punched. And ladies and gentlemen, once you get that first real punch of life, whether it's a gut punch that drops you to your knees, whether it's a straightforward punch in your face to make you realize, man, life is really happening to me right now. Those punches in life will either make you or break you. But the point that I want everyone to see and to understand is you don't have to wait to get punched in order to fight. Back in 2001, I had transitioned from active duty military, and I was in the process of transferring out of the military. My final out date was somewhere around February 5th, February 7th of 2001. And the reason why that I have gotten out, because the unit that I was attached to, shout outs to my brothers and sisters in arms there, Fort Stewart there in Hinesville, Georgia. Shout outs to those down at Hunter Army Airfield down there in the 912, the Seaport, Savannah, Georgia. Truly appreciate all the hard work that all my men and women in service do for this great nation that I'm proud to say that I've served for 5 years myself. To Miss McPherson, good afternoon. Thank you for joining me. And the reason why I transitioned out was because I knew that I had a bigger fight on my hands in life to provide for my daughter, Maya, at the time. And at the time, things weren't perfect in that area. There was a threat of a deployment, to go to Iraq. No, I was not trying to evade, a deployment. I've been to Kosovo. It's, being in a conflict environment or being in a hot zone is not something that everyone dreams about when you're in the military, but it's one of those, unwritten rules that if you have to go, you will be deployed. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But the bigger fight that I had on my hands was providing for my daughter. Because at the time, her mother and I were both in the military. And it was more of a sense of relief or an urge for me to exit out because her mother had more time in service. So my years of service were quality years of service. I've served proudly, but I also knew that it was the right time to provide for my family in a better manner. But little did I know that the true fight was going to come once I transitioned out. And I wasn't hit with that true gut punch until I transitioned out of active duty and realized that I had nothing backing me up as far as job-wise. I had the skill set, I had the knowledge, I had the know-how, I had the understanding of what it took to apply for any job, but in that Hinesville area, there weren't too many jobs accessible. It's a small town. It's truly, Hinesville, Georgia is truly, built on Fort Stewart. Went there recently for my son's senior night, and it has built up vastly. But during that time, there was truly nothing there for me to fall back on. Fast forward, September 11th. The day that everyone will remember, the Twin Tower attacks, the attacks, on, the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. It was just a true horrific day, a day that I would never forget. I would never forget, the climate of that day, what I was doing, so on and so forth. And it was during that time that I went back in active reserves and I was attached to an Army Reserve unit there at Fort Stewart. But once again, there was that punch of reality that made, at this time, the world stand still and the world take notice that, hey, we have to combat and we have to fight terrorism on a whole different level. So whether it's a personal fight, whether it's an economical fight, whether it's a worldwide fight, you had to literally receive that punch, and it was punched on every news media outlet that there was. Of course, everyone wanted you to know that this situation had happened. But what's taking place in your life currently that has knocked you to your knees? What has taken place in your life currently that has knocked the wind out of you, that made you take a stand and 8 count, or made you sit down and humble yourself to realize that I need to do better? You see, everyone fights something on a different level. But the biggest thing that I see, that I've personally experienced, was that people won't fight for a greater good unless it's in a group setting. If it's, brutality, people will, bond together and stand up and fight. If it's for injustice, people will bond together and stand up and fight. If it's for your own betterment to help your family, you're going to become skeptical. You are going to fight with so many excuses on why you can't succeed that you're missing the true meaning of what your success can bring forth. See, I understand that my success, no matter how I view it, how small or how big it is, it's my success. No one can measure what my success is because no one understands or values success the way I see it. To my sister, Miss Boss Babe Branch, good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining me. No one can gauge what my success is because no one understands the fights that I go through on a daily basis. You see, everyone sits up there and they talk about, those with mental illness. But how many people know that a true person that has mental illness will not display any type of aggression and or attitude until they are pushed to those limits? There's a study out, and me being, prior military, a military veteran, you know what I'm saying? There's a study that says every 22 seconds, a soldier's committing suicide. Every 22 seconds, a soldier's committing suicide. Think about, if we go back, the fight that our military personnel had to endure once they came back from Vietnam. Think about the fight that they had to go through to survive and establish themselves during Pearl Harbor. Those were 18-year-old kids that never had a chance to live life. And here we are, about to embark on another decade of life. And the only struggle and the only fight that you are staying in is the fight to survive every day. Every day, somebody that you know, it may even be yourself, wakes up in survival mode. How am I going to survive from paycheck to paycheck? How am I going to survive not paying this bill, but just paying half of this? How am I going to survive driving to work knowing that my insurance has lapsed, or knowing that my driver's license has expired, or knowing that my inspection sticker is not up to date? You're in survival mode every day, but you're used to it because that's your natural everyday fight. You wake up frustrated and angry, so you fight in everything and everyone that may have something positive to bring forth for you. But because you're not used to this, because you're not used to someone telling you, good morning, it's okay to smile, hey, how you doing? You want to turn down your nose at someone just because their beacon of light that they're trying to shine towards you, you cannot see it nor understand it because you're steady fighting everything around you. Ladies and gentlemen, in this business opportunity and venture that I'm currently in, I've been in business for 3 years. I have exceptional and wonderful business partners from, all over the states, different countries. We lock arms to fight for the freedom that everyone wants to have, and that's time and financial freedom. Because of the mindset of one person, so many different families are freed. Because of the mindset and the vision of just one person, so many families are able to enjoy life on their terms and fight to help others exceed their own expectations of what their life is all about. When I first started, I fought hard, but I fought against the teachings of my mentors. And I say that, and I can honestly say that and be fully transparent, because I was afraid of success. Because this here was it was a different type of level of success. How can I be a coach and mentor others? How can I help others if I'm unsure of my own being? But guess what? When I stop fighting and putting up resistance to what success could be, that's when everything started to take place. See, I stood back and I fought everyone that came against me. But for what reason? To my cousin, Keith Wack, love you too, cuz. Keep your head up. I love you. You already know that. I fought against everyone that was coming for me in a positive manner. I fought against my sponsor. I fought against my upline leadership only because I never had someone, but outside of my mother, Karen Morris, I never had someone, inspire me like this on an everyday basis to be like, your family deserves this. You deserve this. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your family. But my fight every day was the fight against the alarm clock. I don't want to get up. Got up. I don't want to go to work. Got to go to work because that was my only means of providing for my family. But ladies and gentlemen, do you understand that if you have a greater fight in you, if you give yourself options, that you don't have to be that prize fighter every day? You're going to get up with a different sense of urgency. You're going to act and move differently because you know that there's greatness inside of you that needs to come out. And now you have an outlet. See, before, my outlet was frustration, just getting mad, punching on something, closing myself in, being rebellious, didn't care about anything. The only thing that mattered was how was I going to survive today just to get to tomorrow. But little did I know the same demons that I was fighting, the same bad habits that I was fighting, the same frustrations that I was fighting were still going to be there tomorrow waiting on me. And not only were they going to be waiting on me, they're going to be waiting on me with more friends. So I had to fight extra demons. I had to fight extra bad habits. I had to fight extra creditors. I had to fight my bank account. I had that internal fight every day until I connected with myself, until I connected with others that said, you know what, little bro, you don't have to fight this hard. You don't have to fight this hard because I'm going to guide you. I'm going to show you a different way of life if you're open to it. But ladies and gentlemen, can I tell you that I've been punched so many times in life? I've taken knees. I've taken standing 8 counts. I've been knocked down. I've gotten back up. I've been knocked down twice in one round and hoping that I don't get knocked down a third, because you get knocked down a third time, it's an automatically TKO. And I was not going to lay down to the frustrations, to the demons, and to the bad habits that I had in life. But a lot of you, a lot of us, glorify the struggle like it's a badge of honor. We glorify the struggle like it's a badge of honor. I'm not going to lay down and continue to struggle knowing that I have eyeballs looking at me. I'm not going to lay down and concede to the struggle because I know that every day that I show up is giving inspiration to someone that I'm either connected to or I'm connected to without even knowing. Ladies and gentlemen, within inside you is a whole nation, is an empire. But who are you fighting for? Who are you fighting with? Who are you fighting against? Who's standing next to you, shoulder to shoulder, ready to fight with you? Ladies and gentlemen, don't wait to get punched no more. The days of getting punched, I'm not going to say are over, but the days of not seeing those blows coming can be reduced. No one can anticipate what's going to happen in life, but you can position yourself to make sure that if anything does happen in life, that you're able to adapt and adjust to it. There's a difference between planning to have something done and working to get something accomplished. What are you planning to have done? How are you going to work to get it accomplished? See, because ladies and gentlemen, I understand one thing. Every day that I go to work, it is to provide for my family. But every day that I put forth the effort to empower and inspire someone else to live life on their terms is how you leave a legacy in life. And it's not just a legacy for my kids. It's a legacy for someone else's family. You know, they always say that you had a purpose before you had a name. But most of us can't find our purpose because we're too caught up in what's going on in our environment. We're too caught up in what's going on in our hood. We're so emotionally attached to our hood that we don't know that there's a whole life outside of what's going on in your hood. I'm a kid from Queens, Southside Jamaica, Queens. 40 projects, 141st Street, 109th Avenue, 131st Street, 109th Avenue. I'm a graduate, 1992, of Thomas Edison High School. We had to walk past Jamaica High School just to get up the hill just to go to school. And if anyone has ever trekked up that hill in the cold, in the wintertime, with the snow, with the rain, it's not an easy task. But you fought because there was something greater that you was going to accomplish. And every day that you wake up, ladies and gentlemen, you do not have to be in survival mode. You do not have to be in angry mode. You do not have to be in frustration mode. I hear everybody say, you know what I'm saying, I'm waking up in beast mode. I'm going to the gym. I'm beasting. You know, I'm beasting out. I'm securing the bag. But what are you securing for someone else? If you're only in beast mode when it's a nice sunny day, then you're not in full beast mode every day. If you're not in beast mode because you know that you empowered 5 people yesterday, so now today you want to empower 15, but you was like, hey, I did 5 yesterday, I'm good. You're not in beast mode. You're in survival mode. Because I understand one thing, complacency and the desire to win cannot live in the same room. It cannot. It cannot coexist. Something has to outweigh something else. So how many more times are you going to get punched before you decide to punch back? How many more times are you going to allow your family to be punched before you fight back? How many more notices are you going to get in the mail? Final disconnection, eviction, we're coming to repossess before you decide to fight back. And ladies and gentlemen, by no means am I saying that life is easy. Life is going to happen on an everyday basis. If life doesn't happen, then your number has been called. You're not here to fight anymore. But while you're here, fight for a greater cause. Fight for your last name. Fight for the legacy of your children. Fight to be the very first person in your family to break that generational curse of whatever it is. I'm going to be the first in my family not to smoke. I'm going to be the first in my family not to be, an abuser of alcohol, to be an abuser of drugs. I'm going to be the first in my family to graduate from college. I'm going to be the first in my family to get a doctorate degree, to get a master's degree. I'm going to be the first in my family to start my own company, to start my own business. I'm going to be the first person in my family to say, I am the first millionaire in my family. That's something that you can pass on. That's something that you can will down. Your knowledge, your experiences, you can pass down and help someone else. But don't just narrow your thought process to fighting just for your family. Help someone else. See, ladies and gentlemen, I understand that when I show up every day, I show up for the single parents who are raising a male in the household. I was one. Karen Morris did her damnedest to make sure that I didn't always have the best, but I had love. I had love in my household. I had what I needed. I may not always have had what I wanted. I know what it feels like to come from humble beginnings. I know what it feels like, to go through the struggle. I know what it feels like to come home and hit the light switch and no lights are on. I know what it feels like to see my mother fight, even her personal demons on an everyday basis, and still not make an excuse on why she could not love me and provide for me the way a parent should. Why are you making excuses? Why are you waking up every day getting punched in the face just to lay down? What is it that you want? What is it that you want to accomplish? What is it that you want to leave? What is it that you want to empower yourself with that you can pass on? Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a point in time in life where you simply have to say, enough is enough. It's costing me to live paycheck to paycheck. It's costing me to live paycheck to paycheck because they're charging me NSF fees. They're charging me overdraft fees. I don't have enough. I have to humble myself to ask, you know what I'm saying, to ask for a ride to work, to ask for help. It's nothing wrong with humbling yourself and asking for help if you are sitting there lacing up your sneakers, lacing up, in my terms, lacing up your Timbs to fight a little harder. But the question is, what are you fighting for? Are you fighting just to get through the day, just to get through the week, just so you can celebrate the weekend, to celebrate Friday and Saturday? What are you celebrating? It seems like every Friday, everybody is celebrating, but what are you celebrating? What accomplishments have you made? Don't tell me, oh, it was a stressful week, I made it through the week. You survived the week. But now how are you going to survive next week? How are you going to push through this month? How are you going to push through for the next 6 months? What are you celebrating? Everybody treats Friday and Saturday like it's a national damn holiday. What are you celebrating? Get inspired. Find it within. To say, you know what? That last name that's on my back means more than anything because I'm going to set a trail for others to follow in my family and for others to follow for their family. Entrepreneurship isn't for everybody, ladies and gentlemen. But if you have a dream, chase it. If you have a dream, go for it. Don't belittle yourself because no one else is praising you. You don't need praise from someone else. The only person that matters is the person that you're looking at in the mirror every morning. But if you're waking up already defeated from the day before because you got knocked down, you're going to get knocked down today. You're going to get knocked down the day after. I've learned 2 things. It's 2 days that you cannot worry about. That was yesterday and tomorrow. You got to live for today. You got to make today count. And if you don't make today count, then tomorrow isn't going to count. Yesterday was a blur because you didn't do anything yesterday because you're not doing anything today. Stop waiting to get punched just to fight. Find out inside of you what you want to fight for, who you want to fight for. For myself, I'm fighting for my last name. For myself, I'm not using, a broad spectrum. Oh, I'm fighting for my kids. I'm fighting, so my mom can. No. I'm going to give tangible names. I'm fighting for Karen Mars, Maya Grant, Malik Grant, Makai Grant, Cameron Grant, Kason Grant. That's who I'm fighting for. I'm fighting for the grandchildren that I don't have yet. I'm fighting to establish something for them so that they would never have to worry or want in life. I'm fighting to let them know that last name of Grant is attached to helping so many other people live the life that they truly desire. I want my children to be able to say, or someone to come up and say, you know what? It was because of your dad that my family was allowed to send my brother to LSU Law School, to Harvard Business School, to a HBCU. It was because your dad reached out to my mom is why we're able to connect the way that we do. That's what I want. I'm not worried about the praise. I don't want the fame. I don't want the glory. What I want is something tangible that my children can be proud of. And the fact that I was able to help enough people live the life that they truly wanted to live because I took that first step. Because someone took the time to see something in me to say, let me reach out to this person. And it was because of Tanisha Burke. It's the reason why I'm able to use this platform to reach others. It's because of my business partners like Miss Sandra Rogers, Miss Alicia Bergman, Miss Enchanted Shavers, Miss Christina Brister Jones, you know what I'm saying, to my sideline partners like Miss Thelma Adams, that I'm able to be a well-rounded person. Because now I have an outlet to bounce ideas off of. Now I have people that I can converse with and vent my frustrations about business to. Whereas before, if I was frustrated in life, I just went back to those bad habits. It's okay to fight. But don't wait to get punched to fight. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my time. I simply hope that what I was able to bring forth and convey to you showed some value to you. If it had value to you, by all means, like, share, tag someone in this. If you're going to watch it at a later date, hashtag replay. I truly appreciate it. To everyone that came aboard, that left a message for me. Immediately afterwards, I'm going to go back and make sure that I acknowledge you, reply to your comment. I'm truly humbled. I'm thankful. I'm honored to be on this platform to share this information. Like I always say, no, I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm just someone who likes to bring forth valuable information from life experiences. Once again, I keep a plethora of notes. If you want the notes that I have, the websites that I go to read inspiration, to find inspiration, by all means, drop me a message in my inbox. If you are someone who's looking to avoid living paycheck to paycheck and remove yourself and your family as far away from that poverty line as you can, if you see the fact that I've been posting about this amazing opportunity and you want more information, by all means, drop me a message in my inbox. Say more information. Once again, I thank all of y'all for joining me. I got to go start prepping duty calls for tonight, another 12-hour shift for my A-shift family. Once again, thank y'all. I'm truly honored. Thank you for joining me. Once again, I'm going to reach out to everyone. And for those who may have been watching me for the very first time, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mr. Tim Boots Bags to the Business Suits, a.k.a. Karen's baby boy. Thank y'all for joining me on this segment with Sha, Real Talk Tuesday. I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side. Once again, thank y'all for joining me. Talk to y'all soon.